Technology brings us closer together, even when we're far apart. Google developer groups host meetup events for local technologists to connect, learn, and grow with others in their area.
The project I'm mostly proud of would be teaching Introduction to Programming to 7 girls in my hometown.
In the GDJ, I used to attend various workshops, like it was on Firebase, Android, Cloud. Everyone is learning from someone else.
We started to meet twice a week for a long time, learning Google Cloud. Amazing experience.
After joining Accenture as a software engineer, I started to share my journey in Medium, podcasts, and talks at online bootcamps.
My talk inspired one of community members a lot. So I mentored him to start his Flutter path. And 1 year later, at the same conference, he was giving a talk at the same stage.
One member of our community moved from being a DJ at our event to a developer and the first leading bank in the country.
When we do events that impact a lot of people, we are bringing opportunity to our region. So a lot of investors, a lot of startups, they will start to see opportunities here.
Hi everyone, Sawadee, Chanchu, Janice. That's as much Thai as I'm going to speak today, so thank you so much for having me. And bear with me as well, it's one of the first event back in person. I'm not sure if it is for you, but for me, public speaking can be very nerve-wracking, and I'm not sure I can remember everything I say, so I've got my notes. But yes, so first of all, welcome to all of you for coming to this event. Google I/O is an annual developer conference we actually hold in Mountain View with all of our Google developer community leads. But this year, of course, because of COVID, it was really small. We only have about 1,500 people there, all who live in the Bay Area. I was very, very lucky to be able to be there because I volunteered to be a registration staff. So, there are many ways to get involved in a community, and sometimes it just starts from volunteering. So Google I/O, we have a lot of new, latest developments that we share with the community. We have hands-on learning as well as, of course, thoughtful discussions with the community. But none of them is going to be as impactful as the one that you have locally. So thank you very much, Kun O and the team here at Google Developer Groups Bangkok for putting this event together. I know they've put a lot of effort into putting all the content. I'm very excited about our lineup today. We even have with us a speaker who flown in from Singapore to join you. Sam, I'm very excited. He came with me from Singapore, but Sam actually speaks Thai. And then we also have many of our Google developer experts, Women Tech Maker ambassadors who are speaking today. So maybe just to share a little bit of a history, how did this all come about? Google Developer Groups actually wasn't started by Google. It used to be called Google Technology User Group or Google User Group, and it started by community themselves in Silicon Valley and in Czech Republic. And moving on to 15 years later, there are over 145 communities, over 1,000 communities around the world across over 145 countries. So Bangkok, you're one of the many, but you are part of a global community. So you're not just, one chapter in the world, but you're many people. And if you travel, you can always go and check out other Google developer groups. In Southeast Asia itself, we have 37 chapters, one of which Kun O here leads. So we have over 127 events and 49,000 attendees just in last year alone. Most of them were actually virtual. Our communities have actually, translated in the past 2 years into virtual events, but I think more than ever, people are really excited to be back in person again. So thank you very much, for coming and joining in our first physical event. A show of hands, how many of you have been to Google I/O before? Okay, I see a few behind, in front. I know the one in front's are speakers and from the community, but it's so amazing to see that there are people who's been. Well, Google I/O this year is my first time going, and when I was there, people who have been there was like, oh, you know, it's so small, it used to be so much better. So I'm hoping that next year there'll be an opportunity for us to actually visit. And you know, if you're part of the community, there's always opportunities to figure out how you can get yourself a ticket to I/O as well. I have a couple of questions I'm going to ask, and this one, if you manage to get the answer correct, I'll give you a swag, but I then bring it down here. So you got to catch me at lunchtime and tell me I want the swag, and I'll pass you an extra swag. So what does I/O stand for? Okay, the ones who are experts and from the community, please don't raise your hand. So for the attendees who are here, what do you think I/O in Google I/O stands for? Anyone want to give it a go? Nobody? You want to make a guess? I'll give you a swag in exchange. I thought we're all developers here. I see a hand behind. Is it? Or no, you're just scratching your face. Oh, really? You want to pass this out? Anybody want to try? Yeah, go. Yes, it is actually correct. It's input-output. So I/O stands for input-output, and it's actually our slogan, innovation in the open. Come to me later, I'll pass you a swag pack. And when was the first Google I/O conference held? Anyone want to make a guess? This is just a year, right? It can be any year. Anyone want to make a guess? Go. You Googled it. Go ahead. When was it? 2008. You are correct. All right, you won yourself a swag. He's got fastest finger because he's Googling the answer. Well, next one. In which year was Google Cardboard announced? Anyone? I only have like 4 swag packs, so that's 2 down. 2 more opportunities. When was Google Cardboard announced? I really had fun with this one. Anyone? Yeah. Just shout out your answer. Oh.
I think it's 2013.
2013. I think it might be close. Somebody, yeah? Somebody want to give it a go?
2014.
It is actually 2014. Okay, thank you. That was a really good try. Maybe you heard the leaks, right? The leaks news, and then you thought it was 13, but then we actually only officially announced it on the 14th. But yeah, very, very good attempt. I'll give you a swag too if you come to me. I'll bring 5 packs down. And then the last one. So just before the world went into this tragic lockdown that we were all a part of, what was announced at Google I/O 2019, so the last in-person one. This is a device. Anybody want to have a go at what device was announced in 2019? You know, if I said 2022 this year, we announced like a whole bunch of different products. But this time in 2019, we only announced one device. Anyone? Yes. Yay, well done. Pixel 3a. I see him holding his phone, so I know you also Googled the answer. Well done, everybody, for joining this. And okay, later remember to come to me and I'll give you your swag pack that I brought all the way from Singapore. So I hope you enjoy it. And well done to everybody, you know, congratulations. And I hope that for the rest of the day, you will actually continue to learn, engage with all the speakers, and find out more about what's happening in this upcoming year. So, all right, so a quick one, you know, why communities? You know, why are you here today? You know, when we talk about communities, it's an opportunity for you to actually learn from one another, to connect, you know, with each other, like-minded peers, as well as to inspire others by showcasing your expertise. You know, when you actually share about what you're building, you actually have an opportunity to get feedback as well. So in the Google Developer Group community, you have a lot of opportunities to meet other speakers, to actually learn new technologies from them. Many of our speakers today are experts in the domain, in their domain. So, you'll be talking about cloud, Android, Flutter. You learn from them. You could also learn from each other who are attending. I believe that it's so much better to learn in person because it's so much easier just to raise your hand and ask a question and somebody answer it than online. I'm not sure about you, but I've always really enjoyed in-person events. So I hope that you really enjoy the learning that's going to take place today. Another one is connecting with others and establishing your online presence. So you know that nowadays hiring managers go beyond your CV or your resume. They are also looking at your online presence. Do you have any online engagement, your GitHub profile? What are you sharing online? Do you have any videos or content or community contribution? It's increasingly important. So being a part of the community gives you an opportunity to actually showcase your expertise and also share with others as well. I'll definitely encourage you, if you don't already, to post some of the things that you do. Maybe write about what you're building, about some learnings, your best practices. Everybody has something to share. Your experiment, no matter how beginner or how advanced, there is an audience who needs that content. So be sure to share it. And the next one is to inspire others. You can record a tutorial, you can contribute to open source, or even be right here, speak at events. A couple of our speakers today have been encouraged, come on, you haven't done it before, let's do it. But sometimes if you need that extra encouragement, you can always be a part of the community or look for more junior developer communities if you find that, say this stage is a little bit intimidating. There's always somewhere that you can start from. And I find that what better way to learn than to teach? Because when you really teach someone is when you fully understand what you're building as well. So to recap, I'm hoping that in this today that you're here to continue building your tech career. You'll learn from one another, many of them who are in this room and giving a talk. You'll connect with each other, network, build your network, and make new friends here. And last but not least, share all of your learnings, ask for feedback. The opportunity to actually learn and exchange thoughts is so important in the developer community. So as part of our community, we have not just the Google Developer Group, but we have the Experts Program. Many of them are speakers today. We also have the Google Developer Student Clubs. We have about 6 clubs in Thailand. It's a very small community right now, but we know that it's growing. Some of them are actually in the room here with us. And let's say if you're a student, some of your university might already have a student club, so you can also join them as well. We also have our Women Tech Makers community. So I see there are some women in tech here, and I know that sometimes, tech is very communal and you want to find like-minded people. There is a Women Tech Maker ambassador in our team. She's actually the next speaker, Fawn, so you can connect with her, and she's the one who's actually also driving the diversity effort here in Bangkok. And last but not least, we also have our Startup Accelerator program. Many of our experts are also mentors at these programs, and if you have a startup, there's a good place for you to start getting some support from. So last but not least, I just want to share our career is not linear. My career over the last 15 years is like a roller coaster. It's been all over the place. I've reiterated my career many times, but it's always been about community, always about the people that I meet, whether it's the Australian business community, the startup community, or the tech developer community that I've been a part of. So know that, if you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So thanks again for being a part of this community, and I hope that you really enjoy your time today and have fun together. And if you want to stay connected, that actually links you to my LinkedIn. Thank you.